The courtroom smelled faintly of old wood and paper, the kind of place where history lingered in the walls. Sunlight streamed through high windows, catching the dust in the air. It was supposed to be just another day in court, another case, another defendant. Then the bailiff called a name. A boy, no older than 19, walked in, wearing an ill-fitted suit that seemed borrowed. His hands clutched a worn briefcase. Murmurs rippled through the room. The judge, a stern man named Judge Grayson, adjusted his glasses and raised an eyebrow. "This must be a joke," he muttered under his breath. "A teenager here?" The case was serious. The boy, Jalen Dawson, was accused of grand theft auto and resisting arrest. If convicted, he faced years in prison, but something was different. Jalen wasn't just here to defend himself. He was here as his own attorney. The courtroom erupted in whispers. The prosecutor smirked. "Your Honor, surely this is inappropriate. This young man can't possibly." But Jalen stood tall. "With all due respect, I have the right to represent myself, and I intend to." There was no arrogance in his voice, just calm, unshakable certainty. Judge Grayson leaned back in his chair, amused. "All right, Mr. Dawson, let's see what you've got." The trial began. The prosecutor presented his case first, confident, smooth, and certain of victory. He painted Jalen as reckless, defiant, and dangerous. Photos of a stolen car were displayed. Witnesses claimed they saw him near the scene. Most 19-year-olds would have crumbled under that kind of pressure. But Jalen didn't even flinch. When it was his turn, he walked to the center of the room. His hands didn't shake. His voice was steady. He began cross-examining the first witness, and that's when everyone realized something strange. He was good. Not good for a teenager. Good, period. "Mr. Thompson," Jalen began, looking directly at the witness. "You testified that you saw me at 9:15 p.m. near the stolen car, correct?" The witness nodded. "And you said you were 20 feet away?" "Yes." "Was it dark outside?" "Yes." "And you didn't have your glasses on that night, did you?" The man hesitated. "Well, no." The jury exchanged glances. The prosecutor shifted uncomfortably. Jalen continued dismantling the testimony, pointing out inconsistencies the seasoned lawyers had missed. Piece by piece, the prosecution's case began to crack. When the second witness took the stand, Jalen pulled out a traffic camera photo. "Can you explain why, at the exact time you claimed I was at the scene, this image shows my location 5 blocks away?" Gasps filled the courtroom. Even the judge leaned forward. By the second day of the trial, Judge Grayson's smirk had vanished. He was now watching Jalen with genuine curiosity, maybe even respect. "Mr. Dawson," he said during a recess, "where on earth did you learn to do this?" Jalen gave a faint smile. "My mother used to read court transcripts to me when I was little. She believed knowledge was the best defense in life. I've been studying law since I was 12. The final blow came during closing arguments." Jalen walked slowly to the jury box, his voice low and deliberate. "I am not asking for sympathy. I am asking for truth. If I were guilty, I would not be standing here. I would have taken a deal. But I stand before you because I believe in the law. The same law that says a man is innocent until proven guilty. The same law that protects you, your families, and your freedom. Today, that law is all I have." Silence. You could hear the air conditioner hum. The jury left to deliberate. 30 minutes later, they returned. The 4 persons stood. "On the charge of grand theft auto, not guilty. On the charge of resisting arrest, not guilty." Jalen exhaled for the first time in days. His mother, sitting in the back, broke into tears. Judge Grayson removed his glasses. "Mr. Dawson, I owe you an apology. I underestimated you. What you did here today, I have never seen in my decades on the bench." Jalen simply nodded. "Sometimes, Your Honor, the truth just needs a voice." That day, a 19-year-old walked out of court a free man, not because he was lucky, but because he was prepared, because he dared to stand where few would, and because sometimes genius hides in the most unexpected places.